From VOA News, let's take a look at what's happening in other parts of the world.
In 2014, a few dozen caring and concerned businesswomen in the Washington, D.C. area created an organization designed to donate money to female-run companies that empower women. For starters, they wanted to fight the stereotypes that women don't belong in the spheres of science and technology, which have traditionally been considered men's domains.
The Giving Circle focused on, let's identify nonprofits who focus on girls and young women in STEM. And so our membership model is every year you invest into the circle. So for us, it's $1,100 each year. And the majority of that goes into a grant fund.
According to U.S. Census data, women make up about half of the workforce in the country. Yet in the spheres of science, technology, engineering, and math, or STEM, they still make up only 27% of all workers. In 1970, that number barely reached 8%. So there has been progress, however slow. Rosie Riveters is one nonprofit that received a grant from Business Women's Giving Circle. It helps girls aged 4 to 14 learn, play, and be creative, all while developing their skills in science and technology. So far, over 4,000 girls have taken part in Rosie Riveters programs. Its founder, Brittany Greer, says the funding from the Giving Circle has made a big difference.
It's covered everything from our core programming, right? So hands-on interactive after-school, in-school enrichment. And then the second round of funding happened right in the height of the pandemic. And the organization was very quick to respond to kind of the changing needs of the community and nonprofits.
There are 54 permanent members of Business Women's Giving Circle, all of them businesswomen who succeeded in their sphere and united to create something new and inspiring for the generation of girls and young women.
So since 2014, we've raised over $400,000. We also have created an endowment fund that has over $50,000 because as we grow that every year, eventually it will kick off funds and be self-sustaining. So since 2014, we've also helped 3,000 girls and young women, and we've worked with over 15 nonprofits in the area.
Progress is impossible without women's active participation, Dalton believes. So the least they can do is unite and support one another. For Lilia Anisimova in Washington, Anna Rice, VOA News.
It's rare to see women riding motorcycles and bicycles on the streets of highly conservative and male-dominated Pakistan. But with her family's support, local teacher Sadaf Naz is turning heads as she zips through the streets of Sindh province's Godki on the way to school. Naz says it was her lifelong passion to learn how to ride a motorcycle as a way to feel independent.
Now I can travel anywhere, in any city. I am not at all bothered when I ride around. I can even drive my parents to relatives, and if I need to go to the city, I can do it myself.
Naz, however, does not consider motorcycling solely as a personal interest. She has taught the girls at this Mirpur Mathelo school how to ride their bikes to school so that they're not reliant on others.
In the beginning, I would come to school with my father on a bike. My school teachers taught me how to bike, and now I bike both ways. It has saved me a lot of trouble since I live 5 miles away.
The students who bike to school make it in time and return home in time so that they can be helpful at home too.
Naz feels that giving children, especially girls, the opportunity to come to school on their own tackles a major problem in the community.
With kids learning to bike, we have addressed a problem, that of them being late for school because the older members of the family have to go to their jobs and some have to work in farmlands.
Naz's ability to ride a motorcycle in traditional communities where women who venture out alone often face obstacles is a wonder to many locals. Her family and the school's principal, Karim Bukhsh, have encouraged and strengthened Naz's determination to overcome these challenges.
तकरीबन 10-12 साल उनकी बातों को हम सुनते रहे.
We listened to them for about 10 to 12 years. Now they have realized that whether it's a girl or a boy, each one has a right to learn to bike. It's benefiting them as well.
Some families initially resisted efforts to teach young girls to ride. However, the principal says many have changed their minds.
अब वो मान रहे हैं कि अब ठीक है.
Now they say it's okay, but before they would call it as something going against their traditions, and that we were spoiling their children, that we were jeopardizing their family's honor. We faced everything of that sort, but now we have arrived at a stage where people have stopped questioning us altogether.
Both Naz and Principal Bukhsh believe that taking this first step is critical for a social or societal change to take hold. In a rural part of the country, the two of them have done just that by giving students, particularly schoolgirls, the opportunity to learn a crucial skill. For Mohammed Saqib in Sindh, Pakistan, Bejan Hamdard, VOA News.